And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and rock cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with rock cod Rick Maxa. We're in the mighty 1090 studios with Mr. John Ireland from Rancho, Leonero on Baja's East Cape. And, of course, this is showtime. This is it. The last show before the big Fred Hall Long Beach Spectacular there. And we have Bart Hall and Mike Lum from the Fred Hall Show live this morning. It's going to be a great show. Lots to talk about this morning. You stay tuned. The Southern California Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel. A few years ago, Shimano introduced the Tranx 500 reel, and it changed the way we cast for big fish. Now, by popular demand, Shimano has created 2 new sizes. Introducing the Tranx 300 and 400. Available soon at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx is the dream reel for throwing big baits and catching big fish. X-Ship and HEG technologies combine to provide massive cranking power with a smooth, effortless retrieve. Plus, Shimano's new Core Protect water-resistant technology provides long-lasting durability in the harshest environment. The new Tranx 300 and 400 are available in 2 gear ratios and 2 different handle designs to cover all fresh and saltwater applications. See the new Tranx 300 and 400 in the Shimano booth at the Fred Hall shows and coming soon to your local Shimano dealer. Tranx, it's not just a new reel, it's a way to fish. Check Shimano.com for all the details.
The offshore fishing around San Diego seems to keep getting better every year, and next season should be no exception. The same is true when it comes to Ford trucks. They just keep getting better too. In fact, the new Ford Super Duty has just been named Motor Trend Magazine's 2017 Truck of the Year. It's the toughest, smartest, most capable Super Duty ever. If you've got a big boat to move around, look no further. Super Duty beats the competition hands down in both conventional towing and fifth wheel towing. Plus, the new Super Duty is built with high-strength aluminum alloy body panels that won't rust ever. For folks like us that launch a lot of boats, that's a pretty big deal. Continuous improvements and innovations have made F-Series pickups the best-selling trucks in America for 40 years in a row, ever since disco and 8-tracks cassettes were all the rage. So whether you've got an eye on the built Ford Tough F-150 or you need the extra muscle of the new Ford Super Duty, you'll find what you need at your Ford dealer. Go to buyfordnow.com to learn more, or stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Walk down the docks these days, and guys are eager to show off their expensive new coolers. Makes me wonder what the world's coming to if a guy can spend $500 on a cooler. Oh, well, what do I know? I know this. Those new coolers are a heck of a lot better than the old coolers I used to trot around. In fact, that's what got Paul Cabellin at Engel USA thinking about a better cooler in the first place. His Engel coolers were designed with 2 inches of insulation and a tight-fitting seal to keep things ice cold for up to 10 days. He introduced an integrated hinge so the lid wouldn't break off, durable latches with stainless hardware, and ergonomic handles. Most of all, he priced his gear fairly so a guy could count on getting his money's worth. If you need a new cooler, take a look at Engel Cooler before you buy anything else. It's the original. It's built to last. And when it comes to performance, you can count on ice lasting longer and your catch staying colder than anything you've ever tried before.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. This is it, dude. This is like such annual Fred Hall tradition. I love it.
Yeah.
It means the show is here.
This is it, man. This is the Sunday before the big
Yes.
show, the big Long Beach show. And Bart Hall is with us. Good morning, Bart.
Good morning, Pete and Rick.
Live from the Long Beach Convention Center, where it's all going to go down here, starting in just hours, really. But the actual show opens this Wednesday, right, Bart?
Yeah, now, is John there with
Hi,
you?
Bart. I'm here.
John is
Hi,
right
John.
here.
How are you? Oh, good, man. Good to see you.
Forget about
Good to hear you.
No, we not forget about you. But
by the way, Bart, I'm going to interrupt these guys. They deserve one. Thank you for the article. It was great. Awesome. I appreciate it.
Well, you know, the reason I like to write articles about it, John, and I hope you don't mind me doing it, is that it comes from my heart. You know, I really feel that way about Rancho Leonero. I believe that for me, I don't need to find another place to go. That's when I go to warm weather. My warm weather vacation is Rancho Leonero.
No
That's
doubt.
it.
Thanks.
I found my place.
Thank you, Bart. And I really appreciate it. And to continue, I like to say, getting a referral from you, it doesn't get any better. And I love it. Rancho Leonero really is a special spot. Thank you, sir.
Oh,
yeah, so if you want to know what John's talking about, if you pick up this week's edition of Western Afternoons, which is like a book this week.
Yes.
It's like a
phone
big
book.
Yeah, like a phone book would be more appropriate. And which section is that, John?
It's section 2.
Section 2, and kind of in the middle there's a great article written by Bart Hall with some fantastic photos of the ranch. Very well done.
Page 50S.
50S in this week's edition of Western Outdoor News. Check it out. It's well done and kind of epitomizes the tranquility of Rancho Leonero.
That's a great description. Good.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's a really good thing. So you just came back from the ranch, right, John?
I did. I certainly did. We've been working on it. We redid the bathrooms in rooms 1 through 12.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, it's every year. You know, we have projects that we want to do. We don't want to. Certainly don't want to change it. That's my number one comment for my guests. But we can improve it, and we have been. It just gets a little bit better. You still feel like you're camping out, you know, but you really don't give up many of the amenities anymore.
Yeah, no doubt. The ranch is going to be open Wednesday, first day, right?
Oh, cool.
Wednesday.
Yeah, you close for a couple of months during the winter, right?
December, January, and February. Yeah, we'll open for the holidays, and we also the hotel, the rooms stay open. We keep 20 rooms open, but the kitchen and everything else closes. We have there a lot of construction south of us now. They're building that Four Seasons. So
they're actually building a Four Seasons on the beach just south of you.
It's a small hotel, 177 keys. And gosh, it's going to be a beautiful place. I was just down there touring. It's special. They built their own lagoon back in there that's way lead from the north wind. You know, it's back inside.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's real high end stuff.
And I'll bet you can stay a week at the ranch for what costs for one day at the Four Seasons, right?
Yeah, maybe a month.
Yeah.
But my wife Jennifer is loving the idea. Of course, they're going to have the ultimate spa.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, that's something that guests at Rancho Leonero can probably take advantage of too. It's just get a ride down there if you want to enjoy that kind of thing. But like I say, you stay a month at the ranch for what a stay over there.
To be honest with you, I my tastes are simple and all that. I'd rather stay at the ranch. The ranch is of course built to my taste.
Oh yeah.
So there's nowhere I'd rather be. But,
of course, no.
But this Four Seasons, it looks like it's going to go, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty cool deal.
That's cool.
Yeah, only 3.5 miles down the beach. So.
Yeah. Awesome.
But not too dense, and that's what's important. I don't, that last thing I wanted was a 100-story high-rise right next door. That was the nightmare. So
no, and it'd be down by the marina down there.
It is. It's a part of the marina.
It's part of the marina.
Yeah.
All right. For those of you that have visited the ranch before. Now, when are you going again, Bart?
Well, I have to get together with John on that. Normally we figure it out when we get to Del Mar because we're so busy between now and then. But this year maybe we'll do it up at Bakersfield when we're up there. So. We'll see about that.
Good. Yeah, April looks good. Let's try.
April's good because
let's shoot for April.
Yeah, Katie would like to come, and her kids get out of school in April, so we'll have to look at April as a time.
Nice.
Good, yeah, and that's a great month, as you know, too. You know, it's still got the cool mornings and evenings and warm days, and the water's up to close to 80 by then. So it's water right now. This year is cooler. It's back down to normal. It's 68 to 72 degrees. And we have a lot of yellowtail right now. We're catching quite
a lot of yellows.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Bart, are you ready for Wednesday?
Well, you know, we're as ready as we're going to get. You know, I kind of was talking to somebody yesterday saying that if I've done whatever I could. If I haven't done it right up till now, then I feel good about what we've tried to do. This has been the most challenging year of our 71-year-old history because of the addition of Bakersfield and because it's right after Long Beach. You know, Long Beach will end on Sunday night and Monday morning we'll be in Bakersfield, and then we only have a few days off and then we're down to Del Mar. So it's been very challenging. We're not completely ready for the other two yet, but Long Beach seems like it's ready to go. It's going to be, on paper, looking at it, it's going to be the most spectacular show we have ever had. I know I probably say that every year, but it seems to be getting better and better, especially over the last 4 or 5 years, and it just looks great on paper. And, you know, it's been a lot of work. We all put in very, very long hours and no days off, and we get a little punchy. And often, I think in the last month, one of us has asked the other one, "What day is it today?" You know, we just don't know.
How many days before countdown, right?
Yeah, well, we just don't know anymore. We're just sort of caught up in the work and stuff, and it's a lot more than people think. You know, we're a very small staff to do shows this large, and especially, you know, it's not just a show. You're not just filling it up like a trade show would or a boat show or something like that. This is, you know, everything in the fishing industry is relationship driven, and all of us that work for Fred Hall and Associates, that work for the Fred Hall shows, are passionate about fishing and hunting, and that's so we want to make sure that we keep those relationships strong and that we don't do anything to hurt the industry or to hurt the lifestyle that we love. So, you know, there's a lot of thought goes into every booth that Mike puts on the map. Nothing is haphazard. A lot of consideration about what your business is. How can we help your business? Will this hurt you or help you? And we think about things down the road a long time. You know, we're already worried about shows 3 years from now. You know, so it's a lifestyle that we love, but it's a lifestyle that at this time of year causes us to kind of burn ourselves out. We really do get burned out, but pretty soon we'll get energized. Wednesday when the doors open, I'll be raring to go again.
All right. Well,
we're
great.
raring to go right now.
Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, you're leaving this afternoon, right, Rick?
Well, we just we're setting up tomorrow morning and away we go. Yeah, we'll drive up tonight just to make sure there's nothing, you know, we make it to the parking lot safe so there's no tire blowout so that we're ready to roll first thing in the morning. The doors open up and away we go. We start setting up the monstrosity.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that a lot of people don't know, like Bart's talking about, the amount of work that goes in the pre and then actually the actual setup between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, you guys are working right to the doors opening at 1 o'clock.
We joked yesterday when you and Doug were talking about how, you know, the show opens at 1. No, it opens at noon, and, you know, the Del Mar versus Long Beach. And we were jokingly saying, like, we need it to be at 1 because we don't have that. We need that extra hour. That's an important time getting the last hook set up and the last reels in the case. And
sure.
Yeah, it's a tremendous amount of work, but it's easy work because we're so excited to do it. You know, it's fun. We're looking forward to see all the people and show all the goods and talk about tackle and gear and just all the things that happen at the show this year.
Yeah, and it's always fun to watch everything. Like we come in on Tuesday, and I know you guys, John, come in on Tuesday, and the show just starts to take shape.
Yeah,
it just starts to happen, and pretty amazing. So when then the actual public walks in on 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, it's like, wow, a lot happened here in the last 3 days.
It's amazing. Bart, question, Bart, how many years has it been now? This is
Well, this is the 71st year.
Unreal.
But, you know, the funny thing is, we open at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, but the joke around the office is, that's great. We'll be ready to open at about 2 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeah.
You know, it is amazing that we actually get it open. We would like to open it earlier on Wednesday, but there's just simply no way to do it. We cannot do it. So.
Yeah, can't get it all.
It can't be ready in time.
Yeah, it's just too big. It's just
well, the logistics. People don't realize, you know, stocking all those booths. There's big stuff, little stuff, and everybody wants to be first in there. I don't envy whoever's directing traffic, trying to stock that.
And there are so many boats and big displays. Just think about the logistics. I can't. I'm with you, John. I can't imagine.
You have to have done it before to know who goes first and to really know how it all works. I mean, how else
and I want to throw hats off too to the guys at the Long Beach Convention Center, because those guys, thanks to Bart and Mike and organizing all those guys do a heck of a job helping everybody out.
They're all great.
Well, those are the guys from Global Experience Specialists, GES, and we hire them and bring them in. And the reason we use them is because they all have expertise. You know, the Teamsters that work the forklifts and bring the boats in are incredibly experienced. And we have the same guy every year who's an avid fisherman.
Yeah, he's great. What's his name?
All the time.
Wes. Yeah, Wes is amazing.
Yeah, Wes is the man.
Yeah, he helps everybody out and makes sure everything's good. Hopefully, Wes,
Wes
we're looking forward to seeing you.
But he comes out of retirement to do this show.
Yeah, well, he's not allowed to be in retirement during Fred Hall ever.
No way. So, John, what are you guys going to be doing in your booth?
Well, we got, of course, Phil and Pam are our regulars, our normals. It's going to be, we're going to miss Jeannie this year. By the way, Jeannie's having her little girl, my second grandchild, tomorrow, Bart.
Oh, congratulations, John. You know how I feel about grandchildren. I'm a big fan of grandchildren.
Well, we're excited, but it's leaving us shorthanded at the booth. So I'll be there.
You'll just have to work hard for a change.
I don't mind it. I'll be there the whole time. That's the one difference. You'll see a lot more John than you normally
hanging
would.
out.
Sweet.
And
that'd be good.
And this year we took 200 pictures from just this last year that we added. I wanted to do some new pictures, not the same old ones. So we have a real it gives you a real good snapshot of what we caught last year. And last year was
look at the new look on the booth and everything.
Yeah, the booth, a little new look on the booth. The booth's pretty much the same, but a lot of new photos. Like I said, we've got photos of the new bathrooms that we did, and we're real proud of that. We've done a lot of work on the hotel, on the boats as well. And we brought a lot of photos of all the boats and the fleet.
Now, will you take reservations actually at the show?
Absolutely. Yeah, we sure do. It makes it much easier. The internet makes everything much easier. So we can right on through Sunday, which the weekends used to be a problem because the office is closed, but we can do it right there.
Right
That's
there.
Sweet.
And you know, it was interesting in past years we didn't take many reservations at the show. Last year it was incredible. I think we took 60 or 70 different individual reservations.
Well, I think that personal touch when you get
to
see John, make a reservation
I'll twist
with John,
their arm, you know,
or with Pam and Phil, or whomever is helping you out in the booth.
Well, there's and that's what's good about the show. That's kind of one of the secrets of the show is everybody's got show fever. Everybody's all pumped up. It really is the start of the season, you know, and everybody's getting excited and ready for summer and spring and a good fishing year. And the Fred Hall, especially the Long Beach show, really marks the beginning of the season. So it's a great spot to catch them and sign them up for sure.
And it's just the like you say, all the added things. You can talk to John, or you can talk to Pam and Phil, and you there with your fishing buddy, and you start talking about boats, and you see all the photos of the Super Ponga fleet. I mean, you can book your room, you can book your room, you can book your boat. You can do the whole nine.
Best of the business is there. For example, you want to talk long range fishing. Franklin Presty's sitting there ready to talk to you. And he's there all the time. He works it. It's amazing how many owners and principals are there.
All the main guys, Brian
and everybody. And that's what and that's the difference in this show. You'll see a lot of shows where there'll be somebody paid working the booth, but no, all the principals, all the people that
everybody comes along. Yeah, and a lot of the local captains, right, Bart?
Yeah, they are. And that's the thing on for the charter boats or for the lodges or even for the fishing tackle. Everything looks good online. You have a good website designer, you can look great, but often the reality of a place is not as good as what it looks online. So
As Marty used to say, not what the brochure promised.
Not what the brochure promised. So when you come to the show, you get to really be part of it, and see people and talk to them, and you get a feeling for what you're going to get, and it's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Really, really cool.
There's no substitute, Bart, for example, for me, right? Mexico, everybody's always got questions about Mexico, but I can tell them, well, how do I know this is the truth? Well, I'll see you there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
And that's the difference that you won't see and you won't get on the internet or anywhere else. And that goes across for, like, say, all the other different booths, all the Alaska operators and all that. You get a chance to see the people that you're actually going to be dealing with at the lodge.
So, Bart, going through all this stuff that you've been through here for the last year, can you signal out one thing that really you're excited about it? Like, man, I can't wait to see this guy, or I can't wait to see this show, or I can't wait to do this.
Well, for me, there's a couple of things. I'm very excited about the marine electronics. There's nothing like marine electronics, and nobody has marine electronics like we have at Long Beach, anywhere in California. This will be our best boat show ever in Long Beach. We've never had a boat show like this in Long Beach, so I'm excited about that. I know that Oak Tree is going to have a really nice hunting display down there. They got an African elephant in their display, and so I'm interested in things like that. And the guys from Wicked Tuna that come out and visit with Accurate, and the Sporting Chef Cafe is going to have something new now with Yanni in there along with Scott. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on that I can't wait to see pop up on the show floor.
So Yanni and Scott are going to do dueling chefs?
No, not really. Scott is going to cook, and then Yanni is going to just talk like he does on your show. He's not going to cook.
Oh, he's not going to cook. Okay. All
no.
Right. Yeah. So he's just going to kind of give recipes and things like that.
Yeah, like he does with you.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So like a seminar kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Kind of between the shows.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's cool.
He's going to be a great addition to the show. We love Yanni. He's a very nice fellow and quite a talented chef.
You're not kidding, man.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
hey, you know what, guys? If somebody's calling me over here in the corner, I got to step away for a couple of minutes.
Okay, Bart. Well, I know you've got some things to do, and we're going to bring in Mike Lum. But as you can hear, we have and we'll bring you back here real soon. So, Bart, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Back a little bit.
We'll get Mike Lum to step in here in a few. And as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you.
This is it, man. This is the Fred Hall show time. We got so much we're going to be talking about, and we're talking about one of my favorite places in the entire world, Rancho Leonero. So much good stuff today. If you want to be a part of the show, we would love to hear from you. It's going to be all good and all fun. And if you want to get through, there's two ways you can do so. And first is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or you can reach us toll-free, and that toll-free line is 877-792-1090. Again, 877-792-1090. Not only going to be talking fishing, talking fun, talking Fred Hall, we've also got a great prize for one lucky caller at the end of the show. Actually, strike that. We've got a great lucky prize for two lucky callers at the end of the show today. Two callers are each going to win a pair of tickets to come get into the fun of the Fred Hall Long Beach show. Again, two lucky callers, each going to Fred Hall Long Beach. And if you want to get your shot at those pairs of tickets, or better yet, your chance to talk to John, 858 area code 457-1090. That's our local number, or toll free at 877-792-1090. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great fishing information coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sports fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Warmer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWarmerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Warmer Resorts, the East Cape's finest. For decades, the Kona Kai has been considered San Diego's premier marina resort and spa. Now with millions of dollars in upgrades, the Kona Kai Resort is a destination for travelers worldwide who can live it every day. The docks and services are the finest quality in San Diego, and the Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. As a marina tenant, you enjoy many benefits, including secured free parking, a deluxe health club, swimming pool, and more. Enjoy discounts at their restaurant, bar, and hotel. If you don't have a boat, there are memberships available at a very affordable price. The Kona Kai Club has been offering members a home away from home since 1953. Members can spend their days on Kona Kai's private beach, meet new people in the club's modern lounge, share a meal with family at Vessel Restaurant and Bar, or pamper themselves in Spa Terra. Check out ResortKonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip, or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Resort, like being on vacation every day in your own backyard.
It's Fred Hall show time, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the best selection and the hottest deals in the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern. The huge Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth is a must-see this year, and the deals will be unmatched. Accurate reels are an important part of any angler's quiver, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle will have a massive selection of Accurate at the show. Accurate builds high-quality reels right here in the USA, and the reliability and fishability are unmatched. Have the Fisherman's Landing Tackle crew help you select the perfect Accurate reel. Come visit our greatest booth ever, Fisherman's Landing Tackle, a must-see at this year's Fred Hall Show.
Hi, I'm Bart Hall, and I'm honored to be back to tell you about the 71st Annual Fred Hall Show, March 1st to the 5th at the Long Beach Convention Center. When I think back over our 71-year-old history, I'm always amazed that that little show my father produced at Gilmore Stadium in 1946 could have grown into the 2017 version of the Fred Hall Show. It has become the world's largest and most exciting sport fishing show, one of the nation's most prominent boat shows, and a world-class international travel and hunting show. It is always our goal to entertain you for a full day with nearly 1,000 booths, over 400 seminars, acres of boats, and dozens of family activities. Kids 15 and under are always free. But the Fred Hall shows also strive to help preserve the lifestyle of fishing, hunting, boating, and outdoor recreation that so many of us cherish. Please come and help us celebrate the passion of outdoor recreation at the Fred Hall Show, March 1st to the 5th at the Long Beach Convention Center. Join the Coastal Conservation Association of California and get in free. Presented by Progressive. Check us out at fredhall.com.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero is very family-oriented. People have brought their children down, and now they're bringing their children. It's not unusual to have 3 generations of family at the hotel. Grandpa, Dad, and normally sons, sometimes daughters. The families come back year after year, and it's a safe place for the kids. It's small, it's intimate, right on the water, 2 miles of beachfront. The water's very shallow in front. There's no currents to speak of, no waves. We have childcare, $10 a day for a babysitter. Security is high at Rancho Leonero. It's really unnecessary, but it adds up comfort level. And we really do encourage the families. It's a great place for family reunions, family get-togethers, weddings. We do it all. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. There's nowhere that I can think of to have the same atmosphere and the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. We love families.
So let's talk hookup on the mighty 1090.
All right, we welcome Mike Lum, the general manager of the Fred Hall shows. Good morning, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Everyone, how's everybody doing?
Hey, doing terrific.
Mike.
Really good.
We're very excited about this week, as I'm sure you are. Probably in different ways than we are, but, we're very excited to get the show open and rolling here. And I'm sure you heard Bart and his comments there. Anything to add?
No, I what you just said just now made me think of something. I've been attending this show every year since it was at the Great Western Exhibition Center, and that's a long, long time, well over 40 years. And I still despite all the hard work and despite all the effort that goes into it, once I get there, I'm no different than everybody else. I'm looking at stuff and dreaming about this, dreaming about that, trying to buy new tackle for myself. I get caught up in it just like everybody else. The show is contagious, and despite all the work, I love it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Yeah, Mike is a hardcore angler. I've fished with him many times. And the first time I met Mike, he was the general manager of Turner's Outdoorsman. That was 25 years ago, right, Mike?
Oh, at least.
At least.
Yeah.
At least. So he's been in this industry for a very, very long time, and still have that excitement. It shows you, the passion that we all have for this business and what we do, and very fortunate to be able to make a living doing this. And then for other people that just come and enjoy it, it's a kind of different thing. What Bart talked about, some of the things that really set aside for him. What are some of the keys for you in this show, Mike?
Well, I kind of look at the show a little differently because I stare at a piece of paper all year long, and we keep making adjustments and moving things, and once we get sold out of space, then it gets very challenging because it doesn't, just because we're sold out of space doesn't mean the changes stop. Somebody will call and will realize that they had actually needed an extra 10 feet. Well, when you don't have it, when the building is full, and you got somebody that absolutely has to have it, you get creative. And so I spend a lot of time working on the layout and trying to make things work. And it's not 100%. It never is, but we try to do our best. So I spend a lot of time looking at the map, and I look at key things on it that I think are key things that I think are overlooked by some people. And some of those things are brand new, and some of them have been there for a while. One of the brand new things this year is going to be the Rod Builders Depot. And this is something that came together fairly late in the process this year. And I believe it's going to be the first step in what's going to grow into a very significant part of the show. And we're bringing together some of the rod building component companies, some of the blank manufacturers, a nice seminar area where there will be how-tos and seminars and meet and greets with some of the custom rod builders. And if anybody is already into custom rod building, I think this is a great opportunity to not only come and learn, but come and share some of your expertise. And for the guys that have never built a rod, this is the perfect place to find out how to get started, because rod building has, in my opinion, has two separate sides. The kind of the utility side, where guys build rods because they want to have a rod that they built to their specs, and with their guides and components and all that. And then there's the art side of it, where the guys spend tremendous amounts of hours putting together works of art. They're both custom rods, and they're both fishable, but I think they're two different audiences, and this will include both. So that's something that everybody will look for. It was brought to us. It's possible because of the Wind Grips people who are sponsoring it. You'll see a nice sign over the area. You'll be able to find it very easily. It's located in the general area where Shimano has been for years. And I know you guys talked yesterday about the Shimano booth moving. That was challenging, and yet I think going to be very exciting. Shimano is now located spread out over a couple of aisles, but just down the row from where Fisherman's Landing Tackle is. So it's going to be in a very, very busy area. An area that was already busy has just gotten busier. So it'll be. I'm anxious to see how that turns out.
Wow.
Some of the other areas I think that get missed. I think the Discover Dive Pool gets missed.
That's such an awesome deal.
Here's an opportunity for anybody that has always just thought about scuba diving and just never took the initiative or the effort to go find out more about it. Here's an opportunity to come in street clothes, put on a dry suit, be instructed by professionals, breathe underwater for the very first time, get out, take your dry suit off, dry your hair, put your shoes back on, and go back about your business.
And it's free.
How cool is that?
The cool thing about all this stuff that Mike's talking about, once you're in the building, once you have paid your admission, or if you join CCA and get in free, all this is included, right, Mike?
Oh, yeah, everything. You don't pay for anything extra inside the building. There's no charge for seminars. There's no charge for instruction. The one-on-one opportunities to actually, even a crowd like this, you still have plenty of opportunities for one-on-one instruction. Most of the seminar speakers, after they get done, return to a booth, and you can follow them back there, and they'll finish the conversation with you one-on-one. A great example of that is the Iserline fishing coach. To me, one of the greatest things we have added to the show, and it's been with us now for many years. A group of experts who are very friendly and non-intimidating, willing to sit down at a table and let you ask any question you want about going fishing. Most of the time these days it's about connections and knots and various things, which is fine. They're expert at that. And they will sit there one-on-one and go through all of it. If you want to go out and catch crappie and don't know how to do it, they will tell you where and how to do it. And on the flip side, if you want to go out and rig up for some of these giant bluefin tuna, the same guy can probably tell you how to do that. And it's cool. You sit down and have a conversation with a guy that is just he'll become one of your friends before you're done.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the Fred Hall Long Beach show too, is it's not just going and seeing John Ireland at Rancho Leonero booth. It's not just coming by the Let's Talk Hookup booth. It's not by, going to the Red Rooster booth or the Royal Polaris booth or whatever, Seaforth or whatever booth it might be out there. It's all this additional stuff, like the Simrad deal, Simrad Lowrance deal, where you get to be hands-on with the gear during that Lowrance Fish Finder seminar, right, Mike?
Well, we don't actually... we don't have the Lowrance Learning Center.
Okay.
We have eliminated that for this year. It had a 10-year run,
gotcha.
And we decided that we would use the space for something else, and so we will not have that. However, all of the Lowrance experts are right there in their booths, and all their stuff's already hooked up.
Yeah.
You can go get your own seminar. Go over and say, this is the unit I have.
Exactly. And Scott Fordyce, my buddy at Simrad there, is every year I go to Scott and I go, okay, I have questions about my unit, and he just dials me totally in on all that. And so it's that same one-on-one that you were talking about.
Absolutely. And on the freshwater side of that, Don Iovino has been a Lowrance Pro staff guy on their payroll for years. And one of his strongest things that he brings to the show is people being able to walk up to his booth, which is located down by the Daiwa Bass Tank this year. In fact, it's right in front of it. Go into his booth. He will have his freshwater, the units he uses for bass fishing, set up and plugged in. And he will walk you through right there one-on-one with him right in the middle of the show.
Jeez.
So cool. That is so cool.
Yeah, and Don's such a great guy. And
the opportunity to learn things that you don't know is there if you'll just absorb them. We've got so much this year. We got the Long Beach Motorsports has brought in a wonderful display of ATVs and motorcycles. Huntington Beach Honda will have ATVs, and we're going to have the folks from Polaris bring one of those slingshots, which is a vehicle that when you look at it from the front looks like a sports car, and you look at it from the back and you say, what the hell is that thing? It's a three-wheeled vehicle with two wheels in the front that hold two passengers side by side. You might have seen them on the freeway. They're actually drivable on a freeway. So they're going to have one of those on display, and with that they'll have a display of Indian motorcycles. So even those guys realize that the crossover potential of our customers, and there's something here for everybody, and that just adds something to the rest of the outdoor experience.
Yeah, and might mention too, one of our new sponsors, Seakeeper. Berkeley Andrews will be there with some demo, with a kind of a talk about Seakeeper. If you're thinking about, that new stabilization, incredible stabilization deal that will be, Berkeley will be there, and he'll also be talking about their demo boat that's coming to Southern California in April. It's going to be at Dana Landing on April 14th. It's going to be in Long Beach, San Pedro on April 21st, and it's going to be in Newport at the Newport Boat Show, and it's going to be in Marina Del Rey in May. And that's something you want to go by and see Berkeley and talk about that and maybe get signed up to try that, actually see that on a 32-foot contender. So this is something that's new, that's on a smaller boat, that you can actually put it on a smaller boat.
I have several buddies that are coming to the show, well, I mean, obviously for tons of reasons, one, because of the show, but a lot of people going specifically to see the Seakeeper booth, and I am so highly encouraging them to do it. Mainly because hopefully I'll get to ride on their boat that has a Seakeeper on it and doesn't go around anymore.
When I first learned of Seakeeper, it's been a couple of years ago now, and they were not as far along in the development for the smaller boats as they are today. Now, I don't own a boat that could use one, but the fact is I was so fascinated with how it worked and the technology that I must have watched their video on their website half a dozen times, because it is just mesmerizing And the thought of being on a boat that has one of those is just amazing. It is a game changer.
Yeah, and so Berkeley Andrews will be there to talk about Seakeeper. I mean, that's just, there's so many different things. And then you've got the outdoor where you can cast the new Shimano Tranks on the pond, right, Mike?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of activity outside. We've got casting demonstrations from Shimano and some of the other companies. Daiwa will be out there. Hobie is also doing
Mark
their
Mills,
test.
the one and only Mark Mills, be out there with the Daiwa stuff?
Yeah, I believe Mark Mills will be there. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
And the Hobie demo area will be out there on the lagoon, so you can test drive the new Mirage Drive kayaks right there. And I encourage people to do that. If you've always been hesitant, again, thinking, I'd like to do that, but I'm not sure, I encourage you, go out there and sit down in a Hobie Mirage Drive kayak. I promise you will get out of it saying, I can't believe how stable and how fishable that is. I gotta have
one of these. Gotta have. And now with the Mirage Drive 360, I know Ron at Fastlane's going to be he won't be at the Long Beach show, but he'll be at the Del Mar show, the Del Mar San Diego show, and he'll have some special incentives. So make sure that you go try it up in Long Beach, but then save it because he's got some special deals down in Del Mar, and get it from Ron at Fastlane.
We're also going to have all of the NOAA agencies at I shouldn't say all. We'll have the fisheries and weather. Weather was not at the show last year, and I think this is the right year for them to be at the show. They'll be over by where California Fish and Wildlife is, and I have a hunch the NOAA weather booth is going to be a rather popular place.
Yeah, no doubt. That's great.
A lot of people are going to want to know. So, speaking of Shimano, I know we got to get into some phone calls here, though. You have got something special that's actually going to occur at the Let's Talk Hookup booth, right?
I do, and I've been working on this a little bit for a few months, and to me personally, it's just fun. It's just something I'm kind of doing just for the fun of it. Most people would not realize this, but if you think back a long, long ways, if you're old enough, Shimano wasn't always a rod and reel manufacturer. They actually got their start in the bicycle component business, and most of us that are old enough grew up with bicycles that had Shimano derailleurs and brake systems and shifting levers and stuff, and so we grew up knowing the name Shimano but not related to fishing tackle. Well, in 1977, I was working at a retail tackle store at a very young age, and I had the local rep in the area that called on the store for a number of major lines. Walked in one day and said, "We're going to be the new Shimano rep." And I said, "Shimano what?" And he said, "Well, they're going to introduce a line of reels and rods, and we're going to be the rep." I said, "Oh, that's fantastic." And he reached into his bag, and he brought out this small little bait cast reel, and he handed it to me. And he says, "What do you think of this?" And I turned the handle, and it was a little gold anodized reel. And I was very, very familiar with most of the bait cast reels on the market. And I said, "Well, that's nice. It's cute. It's small. It's light. It's all those things." He said, "Would you consider taking it out and fishing it?" And I said, "I'd love to." And I realized, I pulled the side plate off. The reel is handmade. It's got scratches and marks on it where the reel was literally hand fitted to go together. And the handle knobs are a little wobbly on it, and it's certainly not a production reel. And I said, "Sure, I'd be happy to." So I rolled some line on it, and I went out to Lake Casitas. I got to fish it for 2 days, and I came back and gave a report to the Shimano rep, and I told him what I liked and didn't like and suggestions of the ways I would change it, and handed it back to him. And just as he was getting ready to leave the store, I said, "Hey, what's going to happen to that little reel when you're done with it?" And he said, "Well, I don't know." And I said, "Well, if the day ever comes that reel that you're done with it, I'd be interested in buying it from you." And he says, "Oh, I don't know. I'll check with the people at Shimano." And off he went. Well, lo and behold, in 1978, 1 year later, Shimano introduced their very first reel to the American market called the Bantam 100. And most everybody is familiar with that little silver reel. And it set the bait casting reel on its head. Here was the finest casting, most moderately priced, just smoothest. Everything about it. It could not have been any better. It was perfect. And it quickly grew to #1 status and had all the other manufacturers chasing it, trying to figure out how they were going to get their business back. And so after that reel was introduced, the rep was back in the store and we were talking about different things, and he reached back into his bag, and he brought out that little gold reel, and he said, I think this belongs to you. And I said, are you kidding? And he said, no, we're gonna give it to you. And thanks for your help for helping us on this.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
How cool
the
is that?
original Shimano reel, and you still have it.
This is the original Shimano reel. I still have it in my possession. It has never been shown. I have never put it on display. I have never even photographed it. I've had it literally for 40 years. 1977 is when they handed me that reel. Well, this is 2017's Fred Hall show. It is 40 years a month ago that they gave me that reel. So that reel is going to be put on display at the Let's Talk Hookup booth at both Long Beach and Del Mar. It will be under glass. It will also be shown with their newest state-of-the-art Antares bait casting reel to show what a mere 40 years of progress can do. And we're going to actually let people enter to win the Antares. The Antares is a titanium framed reel that sells for $600. And there will be a real simple process to enter to win that reel at the Let's Talk Hookup booth at both Long Beach and Del Mar. And at the end of Del Mar, we will announce a winner and notify them, and they will have themselves a brand new Antares reel.
Very cool.
That is so rad, Mike.
Well, hey, that's going to be a lot of fun. And let's go ahead and jump into the phones, Rick.
You got it. We got guys that are dying to talk to both Mike and Bart and John. So let's jump into those phones. Again, if you want to get through, 877-792-1090. Let's start it off with Doug, calling us from Redlands this morning. Hi, Doug. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Doug.
Guys, thanks for taking the call. I hope you don't mind my digressing a bit. I was talking to my wife last night, and she's an avid sewer and a quilter. And she shared with me the fact that she went on a seminar back a couple of years ago, and the cost of her seminar, basically similar to a Fred Hall type program, was around $495 for a 2.5-day program. So I just wanted to take a minute to thank you guys for putting together such a wonderful program, number one, and for the time and energy and sweat and tears that you put into it, and make one suggestion to the listeners and the viewers. If you guys, and women also, of course, that are listening to the program today, think about this. Make some chocolate chip cookies or your favorite brownies or your favorite hot wings and bring them to the displayer of your choice at the show sometime between Wednesday and Friday, just to say thank you for all the hard work you guys put into it.
Make sure that favorite displayer is Fisherman's Landing Tackle.
No, let's talk hookup booth. Yeah, hey, good one. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
I like that idea. Let's talk to him again.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot of Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. There's so much great stuff, so much great Rancho Leonero to talk about today, so much from the Fred Hall Show. You stay tuned. It's going to be a great show. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
This is Pete Gray to tell you about one of my favorite places to fish in the world. It's Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska. For several years now, we've been hosting groups at Whalers Cove, and this is certainly one trip I do not miss. Each year, the Powers family makes great improvements to the lodge that make this great lodge even better. New rooms, new boats, new fish processing facilities, new outdoor kitchen. The list goes on and on. As for fishing, the calm waters around Whalers Cove are 100 miles from any large town, so you will enjoy wilderness adventure without the crowds. Whalers Cove Lodge has some of the best salt and freshwater fishing in Alaska, and there's no need for a bumpy boat ride for hours. You can find productive fishing for salmon, halibut, and rockfish just 10 minutes from the lodge. Here's the deal. The word is out on Whalers Cove, so you want to go? Book soon. WhalersCoveLodge.com or call 800-423-3123. WhalersCoveLodge.com for the Alaska fishing experience of a lifetime.
When you put on a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, the world begins to look different. Colors are more vivid. Contrast is clearer. Details are crisper. Wherever your vision leads you, beauty follows. With polarized lenses that eliminate glare and enhance color, Maui Jim sunglasses won't change the world. They'll change the way you see it. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Jim.
Have you been looking for a live bait hook that keeps live bait alive? Look no further than Japan's leading fish hook, Gamakatsu. It's the little things that make the difference, and Gamakatsu hooks drive the point home with an absolute perfect bend and ideal barbs. Your bait swims harder and longer, and when you get bit, Gamakatsu hooks bite back with a vengeance. All hooks are not the same. Go with Gamakatsu for infinite success. Gamakatsu, simply the best. Check gamakatsu.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest that's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
It's time for our Power Pro 30-second seminar, and I tell you what, with Power Pro, what I like about it is the knot strength. You tie a knot with Power Pro, whether it be a John Collins knot, an Albright knot, back-to-back uni, they hold and work with Power Pro.
Yeah, the line is just not stiff. It's the perfect amount of round. It has good abrasion resistance, and it's just easier for connections than other types of line out there.
Indeed. Power Pro at your favorite tackle store, or check out powerpro.com.
XRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Aztecs.
Put that slam dunk. That's what I'm talking about.
San Diego sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Hey, it's time to find out what's biting on the water. And today, the Catch Report is sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Fisherman's Processing is San Diego's finest, and that's why they're known as the Fish Pros. And once you try them, you'll be hooked. They'll fillet and vacuum pack your fish, all to your specs, as well as offer the best in smoked fish, jerky, and their famous tuna burgers. And talking about popular booths at the show, come on. Fisherman's Processing giving away those samples of that killer jerky is so good. Definitely one of the most popular.
Jerky, smoked fish. I mean, I wonder if they're going to cook up some tuna burgers.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be very cool.
But definitely want to go to the Fisherman's Processing booth.
No doubt. You can check their website for more details at fishermansprocessing.com. You can see them when your trip returns to the San Diego landing, or better yet, just go see their booth at Long Beach, because it is a very popular spot, and you're going to get some of that killer tuna jerky for sure. Well, hey, with that, let's jump into the Catch Report, find out what's biting out there, talk to the man, Captain Brian Woolley's on the line. What's up, Woolley?
Good morning, Woolley. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Doing great. How's the fishing?
Good. You know, another week similar to the last few for sure. You know, we've been on that sculpin again this week. You know, the target is almost off their backs here come Wednesday. But, you know, we've been catching kind of what we need in the mornings and then splitting the day by getting into the kelp to catch a few bass. You know, some days were a bit tricky this week with some conditions, some wind against currents and stuff like that. But, you know, certainly we were able to get a couple days in there and get what we needed. The temps along the beach, you know, the water temps midweek did take a little bit of dip from that wind, 56 degrees one morning when we left. Certainly not, you know, anything earth-shattering, but by week's end we were back into that 58 to 59 degree realm. The bass fishing in the kelp was better this week on the high tides for us, for sure, and that sunshine certainly was helpful as well. Our half-day trips, they're still mixing it up kind of between the kelp for some bass, getting set up on some hard bottom spots or some deeper rocks. You know, a bit slower week here, too, on the half-day. But, again, with fish like the sheephead and the rockfish being back in play midweek here, we'll definitely see more and more opportunity in our counts. The Fury, he's set to start his overnight schedule come Tuesday night for Wednesday. He's running an overnight trip. They're limited loads to 30 anglers right now. Reservations for sure are recommended and needed, I'd say. No doubt about that. He's also got his 5-to-5 Catalina trips back on the books as well. He's going to be running those Mondays, Fridays, and Sundays. On our halibut derby front, they're out today on the Sum Fun. Not a handful. They got, I'm pretty sure, a full boat today. 25 guys out there trying to see if they can get a fish on board, and that 32-pound fish is still sitting atop the leaderboard for sure. And then finally, guys, that trip we had for Gun Day on Friday, holy cow, what a phenomenal show of support for him from both the people that showed up to fish with us and, you know, from the very generous donations that we got for the raffle, you know, we had throughout the day. It was just a huge thank you to those that came and donated. Fishing was tough for sure on that trip, but that was secondary to the main cause of the trip. So we were stoked to have that go down on Friday, and, you know, we had a great time with everyone that came out.
Yeah,
So
I'll tell you what, Ricky did a nice post on our Facebook page, Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show, with some photos from the sports barber, and gosh, it looked like such a good time. I'm sorry I missed it, but yeah, it was really cool the way people stepped up and helped out Gundy there. That's really nice.
Yeah, it worked out great. It was fun. Everyone was telling old stories and stuff like that, so it certainly was cool. So it was a great time, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, and thanks to you and of course the Hansons for donating all the most generous donations that they did with the boat and all that. And Patrick G, of course, Patrick never comes without stuff. He always comes like loaded.
Bearing
and
gifts.
I'm sure he just had a lot of great stuff to give away.
Yeah, he had lots of loot and giveaways, and it was cool. So it was phenomenal. So we were stoked for sure to be part of that, and it's one of those feel good things, and that's what we do for our buds. So it worked out really good.
Right, for sure. That's fantastic.
Cool. Well, real quick, just the phone number to the landing here is 949-496-5794. Certainly, again, reservations on that Fury trip are the way to go. And, I'll be running a trip on Wednesday for the Rockfish on the Sun Fund. So I'm sure we'll get that filled up as well. So call the landing, check our website, of course, DanaWharf.com, and then, use that Let's Talk Hookup discount code that I mention every week there on the front page of the Let's Talk Hookup webpage. It gives you a little code. You can use that and book online to save 25% on one of these local trips.
Now, you guys going to be in Long Beach?
We will not have a booth at Long Beach. We're in Del Mar.
Del Mar, yeah.
Yep.
Are you going to be right next to the BD Outdoor guys again?
I'm not sure where. I think last year we were right next to Fisherman's Landing Tackle.
Okay.
So I imagine we'll probably be in the same
right.
spot.
Okay, right.
They were within rubber band distance.
Oh.
Yeah, within rubber band distance of.
You're in trouble, Brian.
Definitely had to duck a few times.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Captain Brian Lloyd, thanks for all that, and we'll talk to you next Sunday live from the Hyatt Regency.
Sounds great, guys.
Okay.
Thanks, and,
thanks, Brian.
We'll talk to you then.
All right, very good. All right, that wraps up our catch report. We were hoping to hear from Gundy, but maybe he'll give a call here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump back in the phone.
Sounds good to me, man. How about this time we talk to Don calling us from Woodland Hills this morning. Hi, Don. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. Bart, Mike, John, thank you so much for what you all do. Bart and Mike, I think this is amazing that we get to go to a 5-day outdoor fishing and sporting party every year. So thank you for putting that on.
Totally.
And how much is admission, Mike?
$17 for adults. 15 and under are free.
Pretty amazing.
All the kids get in for free.
All of that for $17. Where can you go for that?
It's amazing. And if you want to avoid the lines, you can go online and buy your tickets ahead of time for the other days that you go. But the first day, everybody's got to stop at the CCA booth, because if you join CCA or re-up, you get to get in free.
Indeed.
What a cool deal that is, too.
Yeah, that is a cool deal. Yeah, so those are all good points, and we sure appreciate that, Don. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Mike, I know we're going to kind of shift gears here and bring Bart back in after the top of the hour here, but you are the guy that basically maps it all out. And those that have come to the show for many, many years before, what are you going to see there? Any places you want to direct people to go see that you're just going to, man, you got to see this, other than that amazing first and present Shimano reel display at the Let's Talk Hookup booth?
Well, I think the entire show floor is worth seeing. It's funny, over all the years that the show's been going on, the what I would call the front half of the room is where the biggest crowds tend to gather, because that's where most of the retailer booths are, and everybody's in there. But there's a lot of fantastic displays when you get up past where the giant Ram display is. That part of the show is where the saltwater, the Accurate Reel saltwater tank is. That's where the Discover Dive area is. That's where all the kayak information and stuff is. And so I would encourage anybody that comes to the show to not miss that top half of the hall. And that's a part of the room that a lot of people, they get tired. They walk up and down aisles. They spend several hours visiting with people and listening to seminars and shopping, and they're just exhausted. And a lot of people never make it up to that top part of the room, but it's well worth seeing. There's a lot of very, very nice exhibits there, and a lot of interactive stuff and things to do. That's also where the escalator is that takes you up to Pine Street. And for those that aren't familiar, the Pine Street entrance is also available. So if coming in the typical and traditional arena entrance is too crowded as far as parking or whatever, that Pine Street entrance is kind of a well-kept secret on the weekdays.
Sleeper. Yeah, sleeper.
The lines are a lot shorter, and you can get right in there. And then, of course, across the street, there's a variety of restaurants and other things that you can get off your feet for a little bit, go over there and get out of the crowd, and then come get your hands stamped and come right back in. So the entire show floor is worth seeing. It just takes a while, and I don't know that you do it in a day.
I don't think you can do it in a day. Hey, let's go ahead and jump back in the phones, Rick.
You got it. How about we talk to Doug, who's gone to some Montebello this morning. Good morning, Doug. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Hi. Also, rebuttal for that Pine Street. You could take the Metro Rail and it'd be just as easy for you. And pay for parking.
Good point.
Yeah, good call, too, Doug.
For John Ireland.
Hello, Doug.
You got trouble with seals and sharks down at the ranch?
No, not like up here.
That's the second best part of the ranch.
Yeah, no, not very, very seldom do we have a seal problem. Probably, it's very, very
never when I've been down there.
No, very, very infrequent. And there's actually the good news is there's a few more sharks than there have been in the past. And we lose a very few fish to sharks, very, very few, especially compared to up here. So really neither or any problems down by us.
And this year, being that it's going to be more of a normal year, fishing, my prediction for the East Cape fishing is going to be back to what it has been in years gone by, with good bait, great fishing. You know, that typical fall, spring rooster fish like during our tournament.
Oh, I love that.
In early June, we have fantastic rooster fish fishing normally, and
it's been
a lot of marlin and yellowfin and wahoo and all that stuff, right?
Right. Yeah. Last 2-3 years have been odd years, off years with super warm water. Last year at this time, the water was 7-8 degrees warmer than it is now. We're experiencing very normal conditions right now, so we're looking forward to normal fishing conditions, which means that we'll have an early rooster fish run. The striped marlin will be real strong. People used to ask me at the show what was the best month to be guaranteed to catch a striped marlin, and April for sure. We loaded them up.
Yeah.
April, May, June, all through the months. But I do expect much better fishing and much more normal fishing this year than we've had. Seeing the yellowtail, 3 years ago I put on a yellowtail tournament. I don't know if you remember. And the yellowtail forgot to show up.
They forgot to show up for the tournament. So Dorado showed up.
Yeah, so we switched.
Dorado were like vermin.
Yeah, Dorado were not quite like vermin. And I'll never say that. Pete will never let me off the hook off that vermin.
Hey, but sometimes they are.
I promise I'll never call them vermin again.
Okay.
I love them. Anytime they want to come back.
Hey, Doug, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. And Mike Lum, we sure appreciate your time this morning. I know we're going to shift gears and bring Bart back in for the second hour here. And, Mike, we're very excited about this Wednesday at the Long Beach Convention Center. I know a lot of hours and has been gone into it from you, and we sure appreciate everything you do for our industry.
Well, we can't do it without the exhibits. We can't do it without the public. We can't do it without your help. So it's a team effort to put this thing on. I'm just glad to be part of it.
Well, thank you,
Thanks,
Mike. And we're very excited about that Shimano display at our booth, showing the very first Shimano reel and the most current Shimano reel. How about that? And you can you can win that current $600 Shimano reel. That's going to be. Wait till you see that.
That's so cool.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Mike. We'll talk to you very soon.
Okay, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
We'll see you soon.
All right. Hey, when we come back, we got another full hour. Let's talk hookup. More great information, more great times. You stay tuned. It's Southern California's sport fishing voice. Let's talk hookup on the mighty 1090.
It's Fred Hall show time, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the best selection and the hottest deals in the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern. The huge Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth is a must-see this year, and the deals will be unmatched. Fisherman's Landing Tackle will have tons of new items, closeout deals, and all the great tried-and-true items you have come to expect, all with aggressive discounts or valuable free goods. If you are looking for great deals on rods, reels, blanks, line, jigs, clothing, rod belts, tackle boxes, hooks, rod parts, and more, you need to visit our greatest booth ever. Fisherman's Landing Tackle, a must-see at this year's Fred Hall Show.
There's a new kid in town, and they are creating near miracles on boats all over the Southland. It's Blue Seas Fabrication, the West Coast first and only certified sea deck fabricator and installer. Install sea deck EVA from non-skid decking materials on your boat, sport fisher, or yacht, and your boating experience is enhanced and improved. Why? Well, first, sea deck from Blue Seas Fabrication enriches the look of any boat, old or new. Next, the Sea Deck non-skid decking material adds comfort, convenience, safety, and value. The possibilities are endless. Let the experts from Blue Seas Fabrication show you how Sea Deck will make your life easier and better on every trip. Their professional staff will custom fit your deck, bridge, and interior with the stylish, non-absorbent, stain-resistant, and easy-to-clean material in multiple textures, designs, and colors. Sea Deck offers comfort and anti-fatigue properties for those long days of fishing. It can also be used on kayaks, boat trailers, and more. See for yourself. Check BlueSeasFabrication.com to see how Sea Deck can transform your watercraft and truly create a wow factor for the next time you head out. Call them at 858-232-4188 for more information and a free quote. Check BlueSeasFabrication.com and enhance your fishing experience.
Alaska is one of the ultimate fishing destinations in the world. This is Rock Cod Rick, and every year the one trip I look forward to is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. My dad and I have been going for over 15 years, and I just can't wait to go again. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, the finest fishing charter captains in all of Sitka, and the ultimate value. Sure, I've been to others, but time and time again, nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. You can catch huge halibut like the ones we do almost every year, and salmon, well, Sitka is famous for some of the best runs in Alaska. We also get plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. And listen to this, it's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except the tips. It's truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Come and join me on the Let's Talk Hookup trip in June, or just go when you can. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Aztecs.
What's that slam dunk? That's what I'm talking about.
San Diego sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Pete here. I was fortunate enough to use the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 touchscreen chart plotter and sonar unit on my boat this summer and fall. And let me say, it's truly incredible. With an easy-to-use tablet-style interface that's fresh but familiar, the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 combines a multi-touch screen with push-to-select rotary dial for precision control and speedy response. As for marking schools of tuna, yellowtail, and more, it's the best. You run over a school, and there they are in full color and high definition. The new NSS Evo 2 built-in sonar technology, including chirp and structure scan, can't be beat. I recently added the Simrad AP24 autopilot to my system. I've had other autopilots before, but I can tell you this one is simple, sensitive, and accurate. It integrates with my Simrad NSS Evo 2. I set a waypoint, touch the screen, and the boat steers to that spot. There's a lot more to the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 system and AP24 autopilot I'd like to tell you, but best just go to your local Simrad dealer or see simrad-yachting.com for more details.
Hi, I'm Bart Hall, and I'm honored to be back to tell you about the 71st Annual Fred Hall Show, March 1st to the 5th at the Long Beach Convention Center. When I think back over our 71-year-old history, I'm always amazed that little show my father produced at Gilmore Stadium in 1946 could have grown into the 2017 version of the Fred Hall Show. It has become the world's largest and most exciting sport fishing show, one of the nation's most prominent boat shows, and a world-class international travel and hunting show. It is always our goal to entertain you for a full day with nearly 1,000 booths, over 400 seminars, acres of boats, and dozens of family activities. Kids 15 and under are always free. But the Fred Hall shows also strive to help preserve the lifestyle of fishing, hunting, boating, and outdoor recreation that so many of us cherish. Please come and help us celebrate the passion of outdoor recreation at the Fred Hall Show, March 1st to the 5th at the Long Beach Convention Center. Join the Coastal Conservation Association of California and get in free. Presented by Progressive. Check us out at fredhall.com.
The offshore fishing around San Diego seems to keep getting better every year, and next season should be no exception. The same is true when it comes to Ford trucks. They just keep getting better, too. In fact, The new Ford Super Duty has just been named Motor Trend Magazine's 2017 Truck of the Year. It's the toughest, smartest, most capable Super Duty ever. If you've got a big boat to move around, look no further. Super Duty beats the competition hands down in both conventional towing and fifth wheel towing. Plus, the new Super Duty is built with high-strength aluminum alloy body panels that won't rust ever. For folks like us that launch a lot of boats, that's a pretty big deal. Continuous improvements and innovations have made F-Series pickups the best-selling trucks in America for 40 years in a row, ever since disco and 8-tracks cassettes were all the rage. So whether you've got an eye on the built Ford Tough F-150 or you need the extra muscle of the new Ford Super Duty, you'll find what you need at your Ford dealer. Go to buyfordnow.com to learn more, or stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer. They'll be glad to hook you up.